A pleasant good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Municipal Stadium here in Waterbury, Connecticut, where this afternoon the Caldwell University Cougars, take on your post-University Eagles. Caldwell is 8-17 on the season, 7-8 in the CACC, while your Eagles are 18-18 overall, 10-5 in the CACC. Eagles currently in first place by percentage points over Felician in the battle for the CACC North. Felician 22-19 overall, 11-6 in conference. So this one of those games in hand for the Eagles, and have a 3-game lead over Dominican and Caldwell. Bridgeport 6-26 overall, 4-10 in the CACC, and Bloomfield rounding out the top 6, although they have forfeited the remainder of their season. So technically they finish 0-10, but have no more games left to play and have no further record. Eagles come into this one looking to get another win. They'll start on the hill today. Jack Martineau, 4.46 earned run average. He has a 2-2 record in 9 appearances, 5 game starts. Also the game start number 6. He's got 1 shutout, 1 complete game. He's thrown 34.1 innings pitched, 33 hits allowed, 17 runs, 17 earned, 15 walks, 28 strikeouts on the season for Jack Martineau, the freshman out of North Haven, Connecticut, 6'1", 205. Pitching for Caldwell will be Alfonso Esposito. He's a right-handed pitcher out of Middlesex, New Jersey. Esposito has a 10.13 earned run average. He's 0-4 on the season. This will be his 4th game start and his 8th appearance. 24.1 innings pitched, 31 hits, 32 runs, 27 earned runs, 16 walks, and 13 strikeouts. Starting lineups brought to you by Post University for Caldwell. They have a starting lineup, which consists of shortstop Sean Brown, Jr. out of West Orange, New Jersey. Playing left field is Zach Saunders, senior out of Adelphi, Maryland. At second base, Stephen Young Jr., a sophomore out of Middlesex, New Jersey. In center field, Liam Lombardi, a junior out of Stony Point, New York. At third base, Michael Cruz, a sophomore out of Miami, Florida. In right field for Caldwell will be Noah Putney, senior out of Glassboro, New Jersey. Playing first base today is Oscar Ferrardo, senior out of Brentwood, New York. Catching behind the plate, Christopher Bayo, sophomore out of Miami, Florida. And the designated hitter is Christian Patino Jr., sophomore out of Flemington, New Jersey. For your Eagles, their starting lineup is starting in right field. Michael Pavlicek, the senior out of Nyack, New York. He'll play right field and lead off. At shortstop is Evan Cornwell, senior out of Pompton Lakes, New Jersey. At first base, Chris Corchado, junior out of Manalapan, New Jersey. In left field, DJ Karen, graduate student out of Branford, Connecticut. Batting fifth and catching is Jimmy Brennan, the junior out of Newton, New Jersey. At third base and batting sixth, Justin Rivera, junior out of Clifton, New Jersey. The designated hitter is Jalen Kelly, a senior out of Naugatuck, Connecticut. At second base and batting eighth, Hunter Keller, junior out of Oxford, Connecticut. And in center field and batting ninth, Danny Gill, outfielder out of Eastvale, California. Teams get ready to take the field to start today's game. Eagles in their home white with the orange caps and orange socks. Caldwell in their road red with their creamish color hats, we'll say. Sort of Cincinnati reddish on the jerseys with sort of a cream color hat. But Jack Martineau is taking the hill for his warm-up tosses this afternoon. Again, Martineau with a 4.46 earn run average, 2-2 record on the season. The right-hander out of North Haven, Connecticut, 6'1", 205. Looking to get off to a good start here. Again, the Eagles looking to get back over 500 overall, 10-5 in conference, and hoping to maintain their lead in the North Division. Again, really just percentage points right now. Over second-placed Felician. But win today, they'll have a half-game lead, but still have a game in hand on Felician. Two more warm-up pitches, and we'll get underway, and Sean Brown will lead off for Caldwell. After one more pitch here with the game time approaching 3 o'clock. Here's the pitch and the throwdown by Brennan. Nice job getting it down there in the relay. And here comes Sean Brown to start the game for the Cougars, the junior out of West Orange, New Jersey, 5'8", 150. Brown is batting .286 on the season. He's got no home runs, 7 RBIs. 20 hits in 70 at-bats, right-hand batter. Stands on the inner half of the box, and here's the opening pitch, 2:59 p.m., and it's popped up into short right field. Second baseman over there to make the catch. One pitch, one out, as Brown pops out to second baseman Keller. And up comes Saunders. Zach Saunders, senior out of Adelphi, Maryland, playing left field today. Right-hand batter. Here's the pitch, and outside, ball one. Saunders on the season, .295, 3 home runs, 13 RBIs, 23 hits, and 78 at-bats. Swing and a pop down the third base side, but that's going to get out of play, 1-1. Saunders listed at 6'195". Martineau back to pitch. Throws outside. Kind of a sidearm motion on that one. Low and outside. 2-1. Throw and pitch just off the plate. 3-1 to the right-handed batter. To the left-handed batter, Saunders. 3-1. Martineau rocks, backs, throws. Just outside. That's ball 4. Oh, nope, they called that a strike. Looked outside from this vantage point, but umpire called it a strike. 3-2, full count. Rocks back again, throws a pitch, fouled out to the third base side again. This should get out of play, and it does. Into the bullpen area, so 3-2, the count remains. Brown popped out to the second baseman, Saunders, second batter of the inning. Full count. Pitch is popped up into the air. Should be playable for either the catcher or the pitcher. It's the catcher who takes it. He makes the catch. And a second pop-up caught this time by Brennan, and 2 outs here in inning number 1. Batting third is going to be Stephen Young Jr., the sophomore out of Middlesex, New Jersey, 5'9", 170. He's a left-hand batter. He's a right-handed batter. Cornwell takes an extra couple of steps. Fakes going. Pitch inside will get between the first and the second baseman. That's a base hit. Cornwell rounds second, goes to third. Right fielder bobbles it. Cornwell will make it easy. So a base hit for Corchado, and that gets Cornwell over to third with 1 out. Single for Corchado, so back-to-back hits, a bunt hit, and then a 22 hopper through the hole between first and second, and that'll bring up right-hand batter DJ Caron. Batting .338 on the season, 4 home runs, leads the team, 25 RBIs, also leads the team. First and third, 1 out. Pitch is on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Corchado has no stolen bases on the season, so don't necessarily look for him to run right now. But they'll throw over there anyway and almost balked because he faked his throw just after he got his foot off, so he's very close to balking there. He's got to be careful. First and third, one out. Into the stretch is Esposito. Here's the pitch. A fastball swung on and fouled back 0-2. Just missed being on top of that was Karen. And Karen leads in hits, he leads in doubles, he leads in home runs, and he leads in RBIs. Here's the pitch high, ball 1-2. 1-2 to count. Esposito in the stretch. Right-hand pitcher, rears back, throws outside, ball 2. Good job by the catcher, Bayo, to make sure that ball didn't get by him. Two and two, runners lead off their respective bases. Here's the pitch way outside, full count. So we'll see if Corchado decides to run here, full count. Caron's done a good job this season. Got 11 walks, but we'll see what the Eagles do here. First and third, full count. Here's the payoff pitch. Not going. Swung and popped up to right field. This should get a run in. Caught by the right fielder. Here comes Cornwell into home, and that's the first run of the game, an RBI on a sacrifice fly by Caron. And the Eagles take a 1-0 lead. Corchado stays at first base. And here comes Jimmy Brennan. Junior out of Newton, New Jersey. 5'10", 175. Brennan on the season, 288, 2 home runs, 18 RBIs. Runner on first, 2 outs, 1-0. Eagles got a run on a sacrifice fly. Here's the pitch and a ground ball to third. It is gloved by the third baseman, but he's got no play. That's an infield hit. Wasn't able to plant and throw. If he did, he might have had a shot. So Corchado goes down to second base, and Brennan, with the Eagles' second infield hit of the first inning, have first and second with 2 outs for Justin Rivera, the junior, 5'11", 192 out of Clifton, New Jersey. Rivera, 268 on the season, no home runs, but 24 RBIs. That's second on the team. He's got 34 hits and 127 at-bats, and 2 ducks on the pond right here with 1-2. And then a wild pitch. It gets through the catcher. Probably a pass ball more than a wild pitch, and that'll move the runners up. We'll wait for the official scoring. We'll go with a pass ball on that one because it went through the catcher's legs. And that puts 2 runners now in scoring position with a 2-0 count. Back does Esposito, throws the ball, and it is a strike, 1-1. 1-1 the count to the 6th batter of the inning, Rivera. Esposito back to pitch outside. That's 2-1. Brennan took a large lead over there at second base. Has to be a little careful that the second baseman doesn't sink behind him, but a 2-1 count. Esposito keeps that ball high. Here's the pitch outside, 3-1. And as well as Esposito was pitching at the beginning of the inning, he's letting it get away from him a little bit. Now with a 3-1 count to the right-handed batter, Rivera. Wines throws outside, ball 4. Rivera walks. And Eagles have the bases loaded with 2 outs for the DH, Jalen Kelly, who's batting .306 on the season, 1 home run, 7 RBIs. He's got 15 hits and 49 at-bats. Kelly, the senior out of Naugatuck, Connecticut. Bases loaded for Kelly, 2 outs. Pitch outside, and Esposito's lost his control. 1-0. 3 straight pitches well outside to right-handed batters, which is Kelly. 5'10", 230 out of Naugatuck, Connecticut. Bases loaded. You've got Corchado on third, Brennan on second, Rivera on first. Here's the pitch. Call that a strike, high and to the outside corner, but they called it a strike, so 1-1. Runners lead off. Esposito back and winds. Outside again, 2-1. Esposito struggling to find the plate right now. He got the strike, but it was kind of a high pitch, but umpire gave it to him. 2-1, bases loaded. 1 run all the way in, 3 hits. Swings and rips it up the middle, but caught by the shortstop to end the inning. So a line drive by Kelly, caught by the shortstop, ends the first inning. So the Eagles get 1 run on 3 hits and have 3 runners left. And at the end of 1 inning, the Eagles lead the Caldwell Cougars 1-0. As the teams come out and change positions, the 3 batters for Caldwell this inning will be Lombardi, Cruz, and Putney, 4, 5, 6 in the order. As we mentioned earlier, skies are cloudy. 3 o'clock game on a Wednesday, not exactly packing the house in regards to fans, but rain should hopefully hold off. It's expected sometime in the 5 o'clock hour. So if this game moves with a little bit of pace, we should be able to get it done before the rain comes. Martineau back out for his second inning of work. Had a 1-2-3 first, all on flyouts to the second baseman, to the catcher, and to the shortstop. 2 of those 3 were in foul territory. So leading off for Caldwell in the top of the second will be Liam Lombardi, the junior out of Stony Point, New York, 5'10", 189. Lombardi on the season, 290, 1 home run, 18 RBIs. He's got 27 hits and 93 at-bats. Doesn't walk or strike out very much, so somebody who puts the ball in play when he is up to bat. Martineau rocks and fires, and another pop-up. Left side of the infield, shortstop calls everybody off and is caught by Cornwell, 1 away. Theme forming, 4 straight pop-ups for Martineau. Batting 5th is Michael Cruz, a right-handed batter, sophomore out of Miami, Florida. Swings in a pop-up foul. That'll go out of play, 0-1. Cruz, their leading hitter, 386 average, 4 home runs, 18 RBIs. He's got 32 hits and 83 at-bats, leads the team in most offensive categories. Pitch is called a strike. Nicely done, painting the outside corner, 0-2. To Cruz, as I said, leading the team in most offensive categories. Back to pitch again is Martineau. Here's a fastball high and popped it out of play. Did Cruz. Martineau more of a traditional windup than Esposito with the ball back, and then he rocks back and fires. That one's high and inside, ball 1. 1-2 to the 5th batter for Caldwell, 5th place batter for Caldwell, the 3rd baseman out of Miami, Florida. Martineau throws it outside, curveball outside, 2-2. Tried to get Cruz to chase it. He held up and did not. Cruz also good. Doesn't strike out or walk a lot either. Back to pitch is Martineau again. Swinging a foul, out of play. Hopefully somebody's tracking all those foul balls down, or we're just going to run out of balls. Right-hand batter, 2-2 the count. Martineau rocks back in the windup. Here's the pitch, and another foul ball, this time into the netting behind the backstop. Count remains 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Driven to center field. It will get down for a base hit in front of the center fielder, Gill. And the Cougars have their first hit of the game, and Cruz, again, started the game batting .386. He gets a base hit here Went up to his eyeballs to get it, but drove it to center field in front of Gill, and he's on with 1 out. Batting 6, Noah Putney, the senior out of Glassboro, New Jersey. Putney, .317 on the season. He's got 1 home run, 13 RBIs, 20 hits, and 63 at-bats. Cruz leads off first, and the pitch is swung on and foul, tipped into the glove of Brennan, 0-1. Cruz has no stolen bases in 2 attempts this season. We'll see if he takes off here. He's leading off of first. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul ball out to the right side and out of play. Into the stands, 0-2. In the stretch for the first time today is Martineau. Leading off first is Cruz. Martineau throws over the first, but Cruz gets back in time. Martineau with 29 strikeouts as a pitcher on the season. Looks over, throws the pitch outside, ball 1. Off-speed pitch that he was trying to get Putney to chase, but Putney didn't, so 1-2. Cruz leads off first. Takes an extra step this time. Into the stretch. Here's the pitch. Swing and a fly ball to center field. Gill should have it. He's under it. Makes the catch for the second out, and back to first goes Cruz. Two away, and here comes Oscar Ferrardo, senior out of Brentwood, New York, 6', 246. Ferrardo batting .215 on the season, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs. He's got 14 hits and 65 at bats. The right-handed batter leans in as Martineau, still out of the stretch, rears back, throws a pitch, swung on and missed, strike 1. Fastball right down the middle. It's swung on by Ferrardo. Cruz takes a shorter lead this time as Martineau in the stretch. Throws over the first, but there wasn't much in the way of a lead by Cruz. He was back easily, and the ball was dropped anyway by Carchado. Oh and 1 to the first baseman. Swing and a fly ball to right field. Should be playable as he runs over to the line and caught by Pavlicek. And that's a 3 outs on 4 batters in that inning. All 3 outs again via the fly ball. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 runner left, no errors. And at the end of 1.5, the score is the Eagles 1 and the Cougars no score. Good job by Martineau so far. Really only the solid hit by the .386 batting Michael Cruz, but 6 flyouts so far in the game, keeping the ball up and having the Cougars swinging at those pitches, and that ends the inning and a half. 8, 9, and 1 due up for the Eagles, who made Esposito work in inning number 1. Keller, Gill, and Pavlicek due up for the Eagles here in the bottom of the second. Esposito back out for his second inning of work. Gave up 1 run on 3 hits in the first inning, also walked the batter. Now leading off for the Eagles in the bottom of the second is Hunter Keller, the second baseman out of Oxford, Connecticut, 5'11", 170. Keller batting .181 on the season. He's got no home runs, 7 RBIs, 17 hits, and 94 at-bats. He's got 1 extra base hit on the season. Keller, a right-hand batter. Esposito back in the lineup, throws the ball looked outside. Good play by the catcher to pull it back. Got the strike call, so 0-1. 0-1 to Keller. Esposito rocks and fires again outside. 0-2. As that fastball caught the corner again, strike two. Same pitch, same call, at least consistency by the umpire. Rocks and fires again. This one inside, driven to left field. That's a base hit. Good job by Keller to stay on it and get a base hit. As looked more like Esposito missed the spot as the catcher Bayo setting up outside where both of those first two pitches were strikes. Threw it to the inside, and Keller took advantage and drove it into left field. So run on first, no outs, and here comes Gill, Danny Gill, batting 160 on the season. He's got 16 hits and 100 at-bats. The senior out of East Vale, California, 6'2", 215. First pitch is bunted foul for strike one. Keller on the season has one stolen base and one attempt, and again, Gill batting 160 looking to sacrifice bunt. On pitch number one, Esposito throws over the first. Back goes Keller. Keller leads off first in the stretch, throws again, bunted again, gets the runner over, and 1-3 on the sacrifice putout. And one out, but Keller moves to second base. And here comes Pavlicek, again, the team's leading hitter. He flew out to shortstop to start the game for the Eagles. A left-hand batter with a runner on second. Has 23 RBIs on the season. That's tied for third currently on the team. Keller leads off second. Esposito in a stretch. Fastball over the middle. Swung on, fouled. 0-1. One pitch. Esposito in the stretch. Looking in for the signs. Shakes off a couple of them. Goes back. Finally accepts one. Back into the stretch. Here's the pitch and swung on and fouled back again. 0-2. Pavlicek's on them, but just fouling them back. 0-2 count, runner on second, one out, one run in the first inning, 1-0 Eagles here, bottom two. Here's the pitch inside, almost hit him and gets away from the catcher. That'll be a wild pitch, and off to third base goes Keller with one out on the wild pitch. And the Eagles have a runner at third now with one out. So if Pavlicek can put the ball in play, he might be able to get Keller in and get a 2-0 lead. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch by Esposito. Swings and sort of a duck snort out to left field. It's a fly ball caught by the left fielder. Here comes Keller. No chance to get him at the plate. And the Eagles on a second sacrifice fly get another run. And the Eagles have a 2-0 lead on a nice RBI there by Pavlicek. His second sacrifice fly in the season, so good job by the Eagles getting a run in. A single, a sacrifice bunt, a wild pitch, and a sacrifice fly gets a run in, and the Eagles lead 2-0. Here's the pitch, and caught the corner, that's a strike, to Cornwell, who singled and scored in the first inning. 1-for-1. That ball's outside, and 1-1 to count. Cornwell 1-for-1 in the game. Again, single and a run scored. Esposito still in the stretch, even though nobody's on. 2-1 to count on a pitch outside. Cornwell left-hand batter. Esposito again throws, swung on and fouled back. As that pitch riding into the hands of Cornwell, 2-2. 2-2, two outs. Esposito still, now has moved back to the windup. Throws inside, and Cornwell turned on it, but sent it foul. Cornwell making Esposito work. Now back in the windup. Here's the pitch. Swung on again and fouled off to the left-hand side this time. And out of play over the Eagle dugout. Two and two. Esposito rocks back, throws outside. That's a full count. Esposito walking off the mound, but that ball was a couple of inches off the plate. Didn't get the call. Now a full count. Payoff pitch by Esposito. He shakes off his catcher, Bayo. Now winds up and throws. Here's a pitch driven to center field. That should get down for a base hit. Good job by Cornwell. And Esposito looks back at the umpire in frustration. Thought he should have gotten the 2-2 count call. Did not get it, and that's a base hit for Cornwell. His second hit of the game and as many at-bats. And he's on first for Corchado, who is 1 for 1. Single in the third and then got stranded at third base in the first inning. 1 run in, 2 outs, runner on first. Here's Corchado. Left-hand batter. Esposito winds and fires over the plate. That's a strike, 0-1. Fastball caught the corner. Esposito into the stretch this time. Looking over, throws over the first, keeping Cornwell honest. And Cornwell leads the team in steals, or tied for the team lead in steals with 6. Big lead for Cornwell this time. He takes off. Inside pitch, throw down to second, and he is safe as the ball gets away from the second baseman. And Cornwell gets his 7th stolen base of the season. Now has the team lead as he got a big jump and beat the throw down there and wasn't caught by the second baseman, Young, anyway. And now the Eagles have another runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Count is 1-1 to Corchado. Esposito in the stretch. Here's the pitch. Throws it down the middle. That's a strike. 1-2. As Corchado thought it was low. But Esposito got the strike. 1-2. Runner on second. 1 run in. 2-0 Eagles here in the bottom of the second. Winds up and thrown by Esposito. Hacked at it. Fouled it off to the left-hand side. Left fielder taking a run at it. That's Saunders, but way out of play. 1-2 the count remains. Corchado on the inside half of the batter's box. Leans in. Esposito in the stretch. Throws it over the middle of the plate, and it's hit to left field. Should be playable for the left fielder, although it keeps sailing, but finally underneath it does Saunders grab it. And that'll end the second inning. Corchado gave it a ride to the opposite way. It kept carrying. There's not much wind, but Saunders almost let it get by him. And that will end inning number 2. So 1 run on 2 hits and 1 left. And at the end of 2 innings, the Eagles lead Caldwell 2-0. 8-9-1 in the order for Caldwell as we head to the top of the third. Bayo, Patino, and Brown. Martineau coming out for his 3rd inning of work. He's been fairly solid through the first 2 innings. He's gotten 6 flyouts, only 1 hit. And the Eagles lead 2-0 here as we enter the top of the third. Upcoming schedule for the Eagles after today. They'll be at Caldwell University this weekend. They have a 12 o'clock game on Saturday and a 3 o'clock game on Saturday for a doubleheader. Then they quickly turn around and come back home to play Jefferson University in a doubleheader starting Sunday at noon with Game 2 starting at 3:30. Then they'll play 3 straight games with Bloomfield College on the road next Tuesday starting at noon, and then a doubleheader here in Waterbury a week from Saturday starting at 12 o'clock. Here's Bayo. the catcher, Christopher Bayo, catcher out of Miami, Florida, 5'10", 195, took the first pitch for a ball. Second pitch is just outside 2-0. Bayo batting .231 on the season. He's got 1 home run, 12 RBIs, 15 hits, and 65 at bats. Wind up and pitch. That's going to be low, ball 3-0. First 3-ball count today by Martineau. Right-hand batter is Bayo. Martineau winds up swinging 3-0 and fouled off was Bayo. Rocks and fires again and caught by the second baseman. A nice jumping catch there made by Keller on a dart out to the second baseman on a swing by Bayo. And good job there by the Eagle defense, and particularly the Eagle second baseman, Keller. And a line drive out for Bayo. Put a little circle around that one as the Eagles get one out on a line drive. Swing and a miss to Patino, the DH, for Caldwell. Patino is a right-hand batter. Takes a swing on the second pitch. That's a foul ball, 0-2. Christopher Patino, Jr., sophomore out of Flemington, New Jersey. He is batting .213 on the season. 1 home run, 7 RBIs, 10 hits, and 47 at bats. And swing and a miss on a fastball high. And just like that, 3 pitches and out, a swinging strikeout, and 2 outs in the inning. On the first strikeout of the game for Martineau, Patino goes down swinging. Here's Brown, who flew out to the second baseman in his first at-bat. It's all 1 pitch. The right-hand batter sees 1 pitch again and drives it out to center field. Caught by the center fielder, Gill, in a quick 1-2-3 inning for Martineau. As Brown, not one to look at pitches, swung at the first pitch in the first inning, swung at the first pitch he saw in the third inning. And just like that, the inning's over. No runs, no hits, nobody left, no errors, and at the end of 2.5, the Eagles lead Caldwell 2-0. Eight total pitches thrown in that inning by Martineau, so good quick inning. Not a ton of pitches, and here comes Esposito, who's had to work through the first 2 innings, giving up 5 hits. He's had a pass ball, a wild pitch, 2 sacrifice flies against him, a walk. Only given up 2 runs, but 5 hits, and has had to work. So far through 2 innings. 4, 5, 6 in the order for the Eagles, Karen, Brennan, and Rivera. As I mentioned, Eagles on the road this weekend against Caldwell down in New Jersey. 2 games on Saturday, and then right back here for 2 games against Jefferson University on Sunday here at Municipal Stadium, 12 p.m. start for Game 1, 3:30 Game 2. Final regular season games will be a week from Saturday against Bloomfield College, and the Eagles finish up on the road at Holy Family and at Southern New Hampshire, respectively. So here comes DJ Caron, who had a sacrifice fly in the first inning, and RBI. That was RBI number 26, team-leading RBI 26 for Caron, the right-handed batter. Out of Branford, Connecticut, takes the first pitch for a strike. Bit of a slider. Hit the corner, 0-1. Esposito winds and fires again. He gets another called strike right on the outside corner, 0-2. Esposito's windup is not as much back as it is to the side. Doesn't step back, steps to the side, and then throws with that right arm. And this time throws it low for a ball, 1-2. Outside and high this time on that pitch, 2-2 as a fastball missed. Good eye by Caron, 2-2. Wind up for Esposito. Here's the pitch outside again, full count. So what we've seen out of Esposito early on is he tries to pick the corner. He gets a couple of those pitches and he tries to go outside and loses a little bit of the control. And now here's the payoff pitch by Esposito. Right down the middle, swung on, hit to the second baseman. It takes a bad bounce and goes underneath the second baseman's glove. That's Young. And into center field. Let's see if we're going to call that an error or a base hit. We're going to call that a base hit per the official scorer. As we're going to say that took a bad bounce. And it did. He expected the hop to come up, and instead the hop went down. So that'll give a hit to Caron. And up comes Brennan, the catcher. Jimmy Brennan had a single in the first inning, but got stranded on second base in inning number 1. So 1 for 1 is Brennan. Pitch curveball goes outside, 1-0. Esposito took a little bit off of that. And again, Esposito having to work from the stretch, which he's done in each of the first 2 innings. Caron leads off first. He's got 4 steals on 7 attempts this season. Esposito will step off the mound as he didn't like the signs that were being given to him by Bayo. Caron with a lead. Pitch is called a strike as it caught the corner fastball, 1-1. Eagles have been pretty methodical so far in the first 2 innings. Again, 2 runs on 5 hits, a couple of bunts, some sacrifices. 2 sacrifice flies have scored the run. Swing and a foul ball on the 1-1 pitch. 1-2. Rivera on deck. He walked in the first inning. Here's the pitch and swung on and fouled behind us here, keeping the count at 1-2. Caron on first, no outs. He had a single to get on there. Brennan, who's 1 for 1, has a 1-2 count, and Rivera on deck. Esposito in the stretch, looks over, throws, fires, driven to center field, into the gap. Is it going to be caught? Nope, it falls down for a base hit. Caron had to hold up. Wasn't sure if center fielder Lombardi was going to get there. He did not. Sort of faked it out, but managed to get the ball over there. But a base hit for Brennan. He's 2 for 2. And here comes Rivera. Justin Rivera 0 for 0. He's got a walk. No record at bat at this point. He was stranded at first in the first inning. But 2 runners on, no outs. Eagles have 6 hits in the game. Bottom of the third, no outs. And Esposito working from the stretch again. Throws fouled back on a hard swing by Rivera. Ball. Esposito looked like he took a little bit off of it, but Rivera unable to catch up to it. So 0-1. Runners take their leads. Esposito into the stretch. Now squaring to bunt is Rivera. He gets it down. He's going to get both runners over. Esposito throws to first to get Rivera. Good sacrifice bunt again, and now the Eagles have second and third with 1 out. And again, just what we were talking about earlier, another sacrifice attempt. That's the 4th sacrifice in this game already. 2 sacrifice flies and a sacrifice bunt by the Eagles. So the Eagles playing small ball in this game so far. Now have 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out for Kelly, Jalen Kelly, who lined out to the second baseman to end the first inning. Esposito winds up inside. That's a ball. Almost hit Kelly. 1-0. Caron on third, Brennan on second, 1 out. Kelly has a 1-0 count, and here's Esposito in the stretch. Throws, hit, right up the middle, almost tried to barehand it, was Esposito. Base hit, 1 run is in, that's Caron. Here comes the second run, it'll beat the throw. A 2 RBI hit by Kelly, and the Eagles have a 4-0 lead. Kelly hit it right up the middle. Esposito actually put his hand out to try to grab the ball that was going by him. Almost made the play with the bare hand. But Kelly gets a 2 RBI base hit. And the Eagles take a 4-0 lead. And here comes Hunter Keller, who singled and scored in the second inning. First pitch is high, ball 1. So the Eagles with 3 hits in this inning. They had 3 hits in the first, 2 in the second, and they already have 3 here in the third. Esposito really working hard. from the stretch, winds up again, and a little pop snort caught by the third baseman. Almost got over his head, but was able to get there. And that's an out for Keller for the second out of the inning. And here comes Danny Gill, who had a sacrifice bunt in the second inning, which helped get Keller into scoring position. And eventually he did score on this sacrifice fly by Pawlacek. But here's Gill, his second at bat in 2 innings. 2 runs in. Runner on first is Kelly, who has a 2 RBI single. Swings and drives it to the second baseman. He makes a nice play that time. And that'll end inning number 3. So the Eagles get 2 runs on 3 hits, leave 1. And at the end of 3, the Eagles have a 4-0 lead. Eagles doing a great job playing small ball again in that inning. 2 singles, a sacrifice bunt to get runners in the scoring position, and then Kelly, a 2 RBI base hit, gets the Eagles 4 runs, and now we go to the top of the 4th with the Eagles leading 4-0, and with 7 hits already in the game. For the Cougars coming up, 2, 3, and 4, Saunders, Young, and Lombardi. Weather hasn't changed much. Again, rain in the forecast sometime around the 5:30 hour. So hoping we can get this game fully in before then. Martineau's looked good through the first 3 innings. Had an 8-pitch inning there in the 3rd. Martineau, the freshman, throwing his warm-up pitches. And up to lead off for the top of the 4th is Saunders. Left-handed batter who popped up to the catcher, Zach Saunders, in the first inning. Senior out of Adelphi, Maryland. Martineau gets into the windup, throws, bunt faked by Saunders, and it's out. And it's called a strike, actually, 1-0-1. Saunders faked the bunt with the third baseman playing back. Now he creeps in a little bit, throws the pitch high. Ball 1. 1-1. Saunders, a left-handed batter, and the windup is Martineau. He throws that one high, 2-1. Fastball, a little above the letters. Not going to get that call, 2-1. Quickly back again as Martineau. He throws it again. Nice off-speed pitch. That's a strike right over the middle. Took a little off that one. Slider, 2-2. 2-2. Martineau rocks back and fires again and called a ball. Everybody thought that was a strike, including the catcher, Brennan. He looked like he was about to throw it down, but the umpire called it a ball. Full count. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 3. Tipped it into the glove of Brennan, and that's the second strikeout of the game for Martineau. And up comes Young, who lined out, or actually popped out, to the shortstop to end the first inning. Saunders, the senior out of, that's Young, pardon me. Young, the sophomore out of Middlesex, New Jersey. First pitch of ball. Winds up again outside. That's ball 2. Brennan trying to bring that one in to get the strike, but a little bit too far outside. So 2-0. To the second baseman. Winds and fires again inside, 3-0. Second 3-0 count today for Martineau. He worked his way out of the first one to get a pop-up. See what he can do here. 3-0. Pitch is low, ball 4 in the first walk today for Martineau. Puts Young on base with Lombardi coming up. Young 0 for 2 in stolen base attempts this year as he's down at first base, and here's Lombardi. He flew out to the shortstop to start the second inning. 0 for 1, left-hand batter. out of Stony Point, New York, and over checking in on Young was Martineau, who's in the stretch for the second time today. Decent size lead. Here's the pitch. Low, ball one. That's 5 straight balls for Martineau. One out, one on, 1-0 count. Martineau in the stretch, throws, swung on and missed on an off-speed pitch, 1-1. Good job by Martineau to take a little bit off, and way in front of it was Lombardi. Looks over the Young at first base. He's got a decent-sized lead. He's almost to the cutout with his right foot. Throws over and checks on him, but dives back in time. Good job of cat and mouse between Martineau and Young. Out to that same size lead again, even a little bit further this time. Pitch is thrown, taken off, and driven to left field, a base hit over the shortstop and in front of the left fielder, played by Caron. And for the first time today, multiple runners on base, as Lombardi's base hit means first and second. Young had to stop at second. And here comes Cruz, who had a base hit in the second inning for the Cougars, team's leading hitter in all categories, just about. 33 hits and 84 at-bats, .390 batting average at this point, 4 home runs, 18 RBIs, right-hand batter. First and second, 1 out. Into the stretches, Martineau has to really work now for the first time today. Throws over the plate, they call that a ball. Seems like Esposito's gotten that same call in the other innings, but the Eagles not getting the call that they're looking for. Into the stretch goes Martineau. Pitches swung on and missed. Strike one. Runners take their leads. Into the stretch is Martineau. Top 4, 4-0 Eagles. Here's the pitch, swung on and fouled back, 1-2. Again, Cruz, the Cougars' leading hitter, got a base hit in the second inning. He's got 2 runners on right now. Martineau working hard, 1-2 the count. Back into his windup. Stretch, here's the pitch. Outside and high. He wanted that pitch, but not going to get it. Takes a look at the umpire. Has to be careful. The pitch looked from here a little bit outside. 2-2. Martineau trying to pick the corners. 2-2. Into the stretch. Martineau looks, throws, fires. Driven to right field. That's a base hit. Right fielder turns. They're going to send the runner. Here's Caron coming to the plate, and he is safe. That was Young, and he is safe. On the throw by Pavlicek from right field, and Caldwell is on the board. They now have runners at first and second and a run in. On the base hit by Cruz, and an RBI, his team leading 19th RBI of the season. Here comes Putney. Also batting over 300, he flew out to the center fielder in the second inning. 2 runners on, 1 run in, 4-1 Eagles. Throws the pitch, strike. Nope, gets a ball. Looked like a strike. 1-0. First and second, 1 out, 1 run in, 1-0 to Putney. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed. 1-1 on the fastball. Right fielder Putney has 13 RBIs on the season and 6 extra base hits. Martineau in the stretch, right-hand pitcher, looking at the right-hand batter, throws, gets that called strike. That's 1-2. Good fastball there. Looked like Putney was looking inside. A pitch went to the outside corner and got the strike 1-2. Into the stretch, Martineau winds and fires. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and down goes Putney. Third strikeout of the game for Martineau, and a big second out there. As now there's 2 outs in the inning with 2 runners on, and here comes Oscar Farardo. He's 0 for 1. He flew out to the right fielder to end the second inning. Martineau working hard for the first time today. Throws the pitch fouled back on a swing on a fastball. 0-1. Right-hand batter. Farardo out of Brentwood, New York. Martineau into the stretch. Here's the pitch. Outside, 1-1. Martineau, the freshman out of North Haven, Connecticut, 6'1", 205, into the stretch with a 1-1 count. 1 run in, 2 runners on. You've got Lombardi on second and Cruz on first, who has the RBI. Here's the pitch. Call the strike on the outside corner. Farardo not happy with that call. 1-2. Trying to limit the damage is Martineau. He's into the stretch. 1-2 count. Winds, fires, just outside, 2-2. I think Martineau thought he had it. Farardo didn't think he did. Runners lead off. 2-2. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 3, and out of the inning goes Martineau. He struck out the side. 4th strikeout of the game. So in the top of the 4th, the Cougars get 1 run on 2 hits and 2 runners left on a walk as well. And at the end of 3.5, the Eagles lead 4-1 over Caldwell University. 1, 2, 3 in the lineup for the Eagles coming up here in the bottom of the 4th. Esposito coming out for the bottom of the 4th inning. He's had to work in pretty much every inning he's been so far. He gave 3 hits in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third, but has given up 4 runs, although the damage could have been much worse given the amount of base runners. The Eagles have also left 5 runners on base through 3 innings so far. Other scores around the post-university sports scene today. Women's lacrosse over at Lemoy Field, a good 10 minutes down the road. They trail in the 4th period. Jefferson University 19-10 with about 9 minutes to go. Gabrielle Fiora, the last goal to score by the Eagles, cutting the deficit to 9 right now. Left-hand batter coming up for the Eagles. It's Pavlicek, his 3rd at bat of the game. He's 1 for 1 with a sacrifice fly and an RBI. Esposito rocks back and throws an off-speed pitch low and inside, 1-0. Pavlicek again 2nd in average now, with Corchado being 1 for 2 today. And pitches low, ball 2. Here's the pitch, swung on and fouled off to the left-hand side and out of play, 2-1. To Michael Pavlicek. Good eye by Pavlicek on that pitch, inside, 3-1. 29 walks on the season for Pavlicek, leads the team by a wide margin. There's the fastball, swung on and fouled off, full count. Esposito winds, fires, swung on, driven to the shortstop. Bobbles it, throws over the first. Called him out. He looked safe on that one. Looked like he beat it by a half step, but the umpire right there calls him out. And Pavlicek now 0 for 2 on the bobble by Brown, but was able to get it over there and just get Pavlicek by about a half step. 4-1 out. Here's Cornwell. He's 2 for 2 in the game. A run scored, stolen base, and 2 singles. Left-hand batter takes the off-speed pitch right down the middle for a strike, 0-1. Esposito winds and fires off-speed pitch again. That's outside, 1-1. Wind up again. Here's the pitch swung on and driven towards left field. That might be out of play, and it is. And no real wind today, so even though the ball seems to be carrying to left field, a couple of hits over there seem to have gone that direction even further to left field. And this time a swing by Cornwell, driven foul down the third baseline. 2-2. Esposito ready to pitch. The shortstop not in position, who would run over to try to get the foul ball. Esposito now ready. Winds, fires, throws, fouled off again by Cornwell, keeping the count at 2-2. Swing again, this time foul down the left field line again, still 2-2. Esposito already in the wind-up position. Umpire wasn't even back yet. A batter's not in the box. He's still in that wind-up position. And now he's ready to wind up. Here's the pitch. Off speed, low, and held off was Cornwell. Count now moves to 2-2. Swing and a drive up the middle. Shortstop coming over to try to make the play. He can't, bobbles it, and that's an infield hit as Brown couldn't get control of it. And Cornwell now 3 for 3 in this game. All singles. And the Eagles have another runner on and get another hit. And here comes Corchado, who's 1 for 2. He's got a single in the first and a fly out to left field in the second. But Cornwell stole his 7th base of the season, team-leading 7th base of the season back in the second. A threat to run as he's on first base. Esposito again having to work from the stretch in another inning. Here's the pitch, throws it low. That's a ball, 1-0. Took a little off of that one, and it died before the plate. Good play by the catcher, 1-0. Cornwell takes the lead, not a big lead. Esposito in the stretch, throws over the outside corner, 1-1. Home plate umpire big on the corners, particularly the outside corner. Isn't giving a lot inside, but on that outside corner, he's been pretty consistent. Out that one, way outside, 2-1. Fastball tried to pick the corner again, but went way outside, so 2-1. Esposito in the windup. Cornwell on first. Fakes going. Swing and a drive through the hole. Base hit. Nicely jumped by Corchado between the shortstop hole, second baseman. He gets by the left fielder. Rounding third and coming home is Cornwell on the air, and the Eagles get a run. It's 5-1. A single by Corchado, and the left fielder Saunders couldn't get the ball. It went under his glove and rolled to the outfield, so that'll be a single. An error on the left fielder, no RBI, and that allows Corchado to go to second. So Cornwell scores the run, no RBI by Corchado, single and a E7. And Esposito is now having to keep working, as here comes Caron, the right-handed batter. Inside, ball one. Caron is 1 for 1 with a sacrifice fly and an RBI in the game. Left fielder, batting right-handed. Esposito in the stretch. He's had to work today. Hasn't had an easy inning in any of the four, and that one's outside and low. Ball 2, 2-0. Corchado now 2 for 2. Again, a single No RBI. There'll be an error on E7 for letting that ball roll through, as otherwise you just would have had Cornwell on second, maybe third. Here's a pitch swung on and fouled off to the right-hand side and out of play. 2-1. I think Saunders thought he was getting a different hop. This grass is not, it's hard to describe. It's not normal grass. It's kind of deep, and you get weird bounces off of it. Here's a pitch swung on and bouncing ball to third base, played by the third baseman, thrown over just in time. That's 2 outs. Good play there by Cruz to pick up a slow-rolling, bouncing ball in front of the bag. And he gets Caron out. No advancement by Corchado. And Caron goes to 1 for 2 in the game. And here comes the catcher, Jimmy Brennan. He's 2 for 2, 2 singles and a run scored. Right-hand batter. Esposito into the stretch. Corchado off second with a decent-sized lead. Lines up and throws. That's outside, ball 1. Brennan, who came into the game, batting .288, 2 for 2 in this one, again with a run scored. Wind up in pitch, driven to third base. Goes under the glove and into right field. That's a base hit. Corchado wasn't running on the play, so he was unable to score. He has to stop at third. That should be another error for Brennan. For the third baseman. That's Cruz. So an E5. And again, the Cougar defense not helping out Esposito. He's had to work in every inning, most of it on his own doing. But at the same time, the Cougar defense not helping out Esposito at all. They have 2 errors in this inning already. He should be out of it. So any future runs will be considered unearned for Esposito. But the Eagles have runners on first and third, 2 outs for Rivera, who is he's nothing. He's got a walk in the first and a sacrifice fly, so 0 for 0 technically. His sacrifice in the third helped lead to 2 runs on the Kelly 2 RBI single. But now up with 2 outs, runners on the corners. Corchado on third, Brennan on first. Corchado reached on a single, and E7 moved him to second, and now Brennan has an E5, got him to first, and moved Corchado to third. Here's the pitch that's over the plate and a strike to Rivera, 0-1. Hasn't been an inning yet where Esposito hasn't had to work, and this one no exception. Esposito into the stretch, throws a high pitch, swung on, and fouled off by Rivera. Pitch was up at the letters. He took a hack at it, fouled it off, 0-2. Eagles have had runners the whole game. They've been able to get runs in every inning, but haven't really been able to put up like a 4 or 5 spot where they might be able to put the game away early. Here's the pitch, swung on and fouled right back into the netting. Good thing there's a net there. Might have taken somebody out down the third base line. 0-2, 2 outs, runners on the corners. Here's the pitch with the runner going, driven to the shortstop, picked up on a high bounce, throws over the first high and in time. Oh, they call him safe. Umpire called him safe, but he definitely looked out to me. Looked like he was able to get down and touch the base before Rivera got there. Umpire's going to go talk to the home plate umpire. It looked like he got down before Rivera got down there. Throw was high from the shortstop, but it looked like first baseman Ferraro caught the ball and got his foot down before Rivera got over there. They're going to call him out. It's the right call. It's just a weird way of doing it. Here comes the Eagle skipper out there to wonder why, Ray Schold. But I don't really think it's a short conversation. I don't really think there was an issue that he was out. It's 6-3 on the putout, and that'll end the inning. So the Eagles get another run on 2 more hits and leave 2 runners. And at the end of 4, it's 5-1 Eagles. So we head to the top of the 5th. Again, called safe originally was Rivera, but it was clear from this vantage point that he was out. So the umpires got together and made the correct call. I think the umpire who called it knew he was out and just wanted to make it look good by having a conversation with the home plate umpire. But Esposito gets out of it, only giving up 1 run. Again, just dinks and dunks. The Eagles are getting runs, but not putting up that big crooked score inning. And it's 5-1 after 4. Martineau coming out for the top of the 5th, 8-9-1 in the order for Caldwell, Bio, Patino, and Brown. As Bio comes up, he's 0 for 1 in the game. He had a line out to second base and a great play by Keller on a line drive that he had to jump high up in the air to get, but made the play. Nicely done, by the way. And the Eagles got out of that inning, as that was a 1-2-3 inning. Actually, they didn't have to get out of any inning. It was a 1-2-3. Eagles lead 5-1. And here comes Bio, Christopher Bio, sophomore out of Miami, Florida. Bellin Jesuit Prep is his high school down there. 5'10", 190. Entered the game batting .231, 15 hits and 65 at bats. He's got 2 extra base hits on the season. Right-hand batter. Wears number 25. Pitch by Martineau is inside, ball 1. Martineau rocks and fires, swing and a miss on a fastball, 1-1. Martineau's had to work hard there in the 4th inning for the first time today, but struck out the side after giving up 1 run. Fouled right back to us, 1-2. In the windup, he steps back on his windup where Esposito kind of goes off to his side. Throws the ball, right-hand pitcher, over the middle, strike 3, and Bio knew it the second he saw the ball across the plate for his 3rd consecutive strikeout now for Martineau, his 5th in the game. Last 4 outs he's gotten, last 4 outs he's gotten have been strikeouts, and here's Patino. He's one of the strikeout victims, the designated hitter. Back is Martineau, who seemed to have gotten better movement on his fastball as the game has moved on. 0-1. Swing and a pop fly into the triangle area, but playable for the right fielder. Pavlicek caught and 2 down quickly here in the top of the 5th. Here comes Brown. Sean Brown, 0 for 2, a fly out to the second baseman and a fly out to left. 0 for 2 in the game. Came into the game batting .286. Martineau throws nice off-speed slider over the plate. That's 0-1. Caught the corner and fooled Brown. Quickly grabs the ball, throws again, and driven to left field and deep. That ball is high. That ball is caught by the left fielder right on the warning track, and a good 1-2-3 inning by Martineau, who after a difficult 4th inning picked up right where he left off, 1-2-3, and that's the end of the top of the 5th. No runs, no hits, nobody left for Caldwell, and at the end of 4.5, it's 5-1 Eagles with 7, 8, 9 coming up, Kelly, Keller, and Gill. Brown gave it a ride. I thought it had a little bit more flight on it than it did, but caught at the warning track by Caron. Looks like a new pitcher for Caldwell. And it's going to be Michael Fletcher Jr. I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong page. Apologies, everybody. New pitcher is Nico Matos, a senior out of Roselle Park, New Jersey, 5'9", 165. Matos has a 6.89 earned run average. This is his 10th appearance. He's 1-0. He's got 2 saves for the Cougars. 15.2 innings pitched, 20 hits, 14 runs, 12 earned, 6 walks, and 12 strikeouts. So it appears to be more than anything their closer, but they're bringing him in the bottom of the 5th, is Matos. So that closes the book on Esposito. Didn't get a lot of help, but gave up 5 runs, 9 hits. There were 3 errors. Made by Caldwell. Let the official score determine how many runs were earned and how many were unearned. But Esposito put himself in positions pitching-wise, but at the same time his defense did not help him. "5-1 Eagles as we head here to the bottom of the 5th, and Matos replacing Esposito. Leading off for the Eagles is Jalen Kelly. He had the big hit in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 2 with a single and 2 RBIs. A 2-run single in the bottom of the 3rd. Eagles have scored in every inning so far. Run in the 1st, run in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, and 1 in the 4th. Ladies across, 19-13 down at Lamoille Field. Eagles have scored 4 in a row, but trail 19-13 in the 4th quarter. Matos' first pitch is thrown off speed, sort of slurve over the middle, strike 1. He pitches from the stretch, does Matos. Here's his second pitch, sort of a slurve again. Swung on and fly to left field, caught by the left fielder Saunders, and Kelly is 1 for 3 in the game. Here comes Keller, a single, a run scored, and then a line out to the 3rd baseman. He's 1 for 2, is Hunter Keller. He tries to get his average over 200. Keller, right-hand batter. Matos thrown 2 off-speed pitches. That's what we've seen out of him so far. Pitches out of the stretch. Here's his pitch. Took a little off that one again. Seems to throw a lot of slurves and sliders, and he did on that pitch, 0-1. Esposito threw a lot more gas, so the Eagles have to sort of get used to a new pitcher who throws off-speed pitches, and that's what Matos has thrown so far. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. That ball is outside as he threw it sort of 3/4 arm, 1-1. Matos in the stretch on the first base side of the rubber, throws swung on and driven to right field. Right fielder going back down, changing position, losing it, but gets over there to make the play was Putney. Wasn't sure if he had sight of it. He was going back, then he had to change his position, but managed to make the play. And it ends up being a fly out to the right fielder for out number 2. And here comes the center fielder, Danny Gill. He's 0 for 1. He had a sacrifice bunt in the 2nd inning and then lined out to the second baseman in the 3rd. Matos way outside, 0-1. So far outside that if there was a batter in the left-handed batter's box, he still would have thrown behind him. Looked like his first sort of fastball of the day, too, at that 3/4 position. 0-1. Winds and fires again with an off-speed pitch that's fouled first baseline. 1-1. Matos out of Roselle Park, New Jersey. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Throws again. Ground ball to third. It's picked up by the third baseman, thrown across the diamond, but that's not going to get him. An infield hit as Cruz picked it up on the other side of the bag. It gets by the first baseman, and not far enough as Gill had to keep running down the line because he wasn't sure he was going to beat it out. But a base hit for Gill, his first of the game. That brings the top of the order up as Pavlicek will come up for the fourth time today. He's 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly and an RBI. A fly out to the shortstop in the first, a sacrifice fly and an RBI in the second, and a ground out to shortstop in the fourth. Bottom 5, 5-1. Eagles have had hits in every inning. And Matos in his first inning of relief. Winds and fires, runner going. Throw down to second, perfect, and in time he's out as Gill, who is 4 for 4 in stolen bases, is now 4 for 5. A beautiful throw there by the catcher, Bio, to nab Gill. 2-6 on the throw. And that'll end the bottom of the fifth. For the first time today, Eagles score no runs. They do get one hit, and nobody left on at the end of 5. Eagles lead 5-1. Matos' first clean inning, really, for the Cougars today. Did give up the infield hit, but the first clean inning today. So Pavlicek will come back up to start the top of the sixth. 2-3-4 coming up for the Cougars here in Waterbury this afternoon at Municipal Stadium. 5-1. So we head to the top of the sixth. Martineau's look good. Final from Lemoy Field, Jefferson defeats the Lady Eagle lacrosse team 19-13. Eagles fall to 4-7 overall, 2-5 in conference. Jefferson goes to 5-6 overall, 5-2 in conference. Two, 3, 4 in the order for the Cougars, who went 1, 2, 3 in the fifth. Outside of the fourth inning, where Martineau gave up a walk and 2 hits and the 1 run, he struck out the side in that inning. Martineau has looked really good. The freshman out of North Haven, Connecticut, has pitched well so far, and into the 6th inning he goes. Here's Saunders. He's 0 for 2. He popped up to the catcher and struck in the first and struck out in the fourth. Third at bat in the game. Left fielder is Saunders. He's had a tough game out in the field as well with an error. First pitch swinging, drives it to the second baseman who catches it again. And for the first out, 1 pitch, 1 out. Thought that had a little more speed than it did, but an easy play made by Keller. And 1 pitch, 1 out, and the Eagles maintain a 5-1 lead. Here comes Young. He's 0 for 1. First pitch swinging, and he fouls it off. Popped up foul to the shortstop in the first, and then walked in the fourth and scored the only run for the Cougars, did Stephen Young Jr. Pitch swinging, drives it to center field, but should be playable for the center fielder Gill, and it's caught in 3 pitches and 2 outs. 4 Martineaus look good in this game so far. Here comes Lombardi. Lombardi's got a base hit in the fourth and a fly out to the shortstop in the second. Rocks back and fires. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Martineau through 5 2/3 has thrown 73 pitches. Keeping it right to about 15 pitches an inning. Ooh, looked like a strike, but called the ball 1-1. Lombardi, left-hand batter. Here's Martineau's windup. Swung on and fouled off. And out of play, 1-2. 5 strikeouts for Martineau in this game so far as well, who's looked good through 5 2/3. Really only the 1 tough inning in the fourth, and he struck out the side. Here's the pitch. Crossed up his catcher, who missed the ball as it bounced in front of him and over his shoulder. For a ball, 2-2. Two and two. 2 outs. Wind up and pitch inside, ball 3 to Lombardi. Count is full. 5-1 Eagles. Into the windup and the pitch. The payoff pitch is inside, ball 4, and Lombardi on base for the second time today, this time with a walk. That's the second walk given up by Martineau in this game this afternoon. Here comes their best hitter for the Cougars, Michael Cruz, 2 for 2 in a game with an RBI. He started the game batting .386. Now 34 hits and 85 at bats, but their best hitter and right-handed batter. Here's a pitch high, ball 1. Leading off first is Lombardi. Throw over, tries to catch him napping, but back in time as Martineau threw it over. 5-1, top 6 here in Waterbury. Cruz at bat. Here's the pitch. Low and outside, ball 2. Martineau now up to pitch number 80. Here through 5 2/3. Into the stretch. Runner leads off first. Here's the pitch. Swung on and flown to right field. Should be playable, and it is, and that's the inning. As Cruz gave it a ride, but it was caught by the right fielder, Pavlicek. And that'll end the inning. So no runs, no hits. 1 runner left, and at the end of 5 1/2, it's 5-1 Eagles. Good job by Martineau to get out of that inning again. 81 pitches through 6 innings so far for Martineau, the freshman out of North Haven, Connecticut. Matos back on for his second inning of work for Caldwell, as the Eagles will have 1, 2, 3 to start the bottom of the 6th. Pavlicek was up when Gill got thrown out trying to steal second base. First time he was caught all season, as he was 4 for 4 coming into the game. Eagles, if they get a win today, will move back over 500, 19-18 if they can. They're 18-18 right now. 10-5 in conference. They lead by percentage points in the CACC North, but have 2 games in hand on Felician, who's 11-6. They're 10-5. Felician 22-19 overall. One more pitch for Matos here before Pavlicek will come up. Again, baseball travels to Caldwell for this weekend for a doubleheader, Saturday starting at 12 o'clock on the CACC network. And we thank you for joining us wherever you are this afternoon on the CACC network or youtube.com/go post Eagles. So here's Pavlicek back up again. He was 1 for 2 before everything happened, still 1 for 2. He flew out to the shortstop in the first. He has a sacrifice fly and an RBI in the second, and a ground out in the 4th to the shortstop. Starts with a fresh count. First inning, the Eagles didn't score a run in the 5th, and that pitch is outside on a fastball, 1-0. Matos pitches out of the stretch. Here's the pitch off speed, goes outside, 2-0. Looked more like a 2-seam fastball than it did an off speed, though. 2-0. Here's the pitch again, outside, ball 3. He's not getting the ball to move back inside, and it's 3-0. Pavlicek, who has a .485 on base percentage coming into the game, has a 3-0 count. Matos winds, fires, throws it right over the plate. That's a strike, 3-1. Wind up and pitch outside. That's a ball and a walk. Although Pavlicek doesn't seem very happy with the walk. But he did get a walk, and he's on base. He's got 6 stolen bases and 8 attempts himself. And up comes Cornwell, who's 3 for 3 in this game with 2 runs scored. He had a single in the first and a run scored, single in the second and a stolen base, his team high 7th, and then a single in the 4th and a run scored. Left-hand batter, Pavlicek leads off first, 5-1 Eagles. Bottom 6. Matos throws the pitch over the middle and swung on and fouled, as just behind it was Cornwell. He's trying to drive it to left field, but just behind it, fouled it off. Oh and 1. Pavlicek leads off first, and Matos will throw it over there to keep him honest. 1 run on 3 hits and 3 errors for Caldwell. 5 runs on 10 hits, no errors for the Eagles. Bottom 6, 1 run on, no outs. Wind up and pitch, fakes the bunt, now throws back to first base. Diving in is Pavlicek in time, as Bayo, trying to keep him honest, threw down the first, almost got him, but back by a stride was Pavlicek. 0-2 on the missed bunt by Cornwell, who should be swinging away here. Pitch is swung on and missed, strike 3, as Cornwell couldn't catch up to the heater thrown by Matos, and that is the first strikeout today by Eagle batting, as Esposito struck out nobody, and Matos gets his first strikeout here. So 1 on, 1 out. Here's Corchado, who's 2 for 3 in the game. Single in the first, fly out to the left fielder in the second, and a single in the fourth. His first pitch by Matos outside, ball 1. Picking the corners, trying to pick out corners. He's a right-hand pitcher, left-handed batter. He's trying to pick that outside corner. Missed it the first time. 1-0. Pavlicek leading off of first. Look over. Now here's the pitch outside on the fastball. 2-0. The count. Pavlicek with the lead off first. Here's the pitch. Swung on and snorted into left field, as a good flip out of the bat got it over the third baseman's head into left field for a base hit by Corchado, his 3rd hit of the game. That'll send Pavlicek down to second. And Eagles have 2 runners on again here in the 6th with DJ Caron coming up. Caron has a sacrifice fly in the first for an RBI, a single and a run scored in the 3rd, and then a ground out to third base in the 4th. 1 for 2, right-hand batter. Pavlicek off of first, Pavlicek off second, Corchado off first. First pitch is a slider that's fouled back and out of play. DJ Caron came into the game batting .338. 1 for 2 will raise his average a little bit. 4 home runs, 25 RBIs. Matos into the stretch, looks at both runners. Shortstop tries to go behind the second baseman. He throws the pitch, swung on and popped up. Might be playable in foul territory. It is just out of play. And 0 for 2. Caron stays alive. Bayo unable to get it. 0-2 count. Runners on first and second. Bottom 6, 5-1 Eagles. Eagles have sort of dinked and dunked their way in this game, even with 11 hits. Pavlicek off first, Pavlicek off second, Corchado off first. Here's the pitch, swung on and driven to left field. Should be playable. Center fielder comes over into the gap and makes the catch. It's Lombardi who got over there. As it pulled away from the left fielder, nobody able to advance. Good play by Lombardi to get over there on a drive by Caron. Here comes Jimmy Brennan, the catcher. He is 2 for 3 in the game. A single in the first, a single and a run scored in the 3rd. And then an error on the third baseman allowed him to get on base in the 4th. Right-hand batter, 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position. Here's a pitch that's outside on the slider, 1-0. Runners with a lead off. Matos steps off. Didn't like the signs being given by Bayo. Now steps back on. Brennan with his back foot on the inside of the box as Matos gets into the stretch position. Looks at the runners. Throws a slider that's inside, 2-0. Scoreboard fix. It showed 2-1. Now it's 2-0, which is the correct count. Matos into the stretch, and the pitch is a fastball on the outside corner. Doesn't get the call, 3-0. If Brendan reaches, Rivera's behind him. Third baseman is 0 for 1 in the game with a walk and a sacrifice. 3-0 count. We'll see if Brennan is taking here as the wind starts to pick up a little. Pitch is a strike, 3-1. Fastball got it over. Get me over fastball, 3-1. Wind starting to pick up, blowing from right to left. Again, rain is expected sometime after 5 o'clock, trying to get this game in before the rain starts. Because once it starts, I don't think they're going to get the game back going again. Here's the windup in the pitch. Inside, ball 4. I don't think it hit him, but it was a ball anyway. And the Eagles had the bases loaded on the Brennan walk. Corchado down to second and Pavlicek down to third. Brings up Rivera, who's 0 for 1. He walked in the first, had a sacrifice bunt in the third, and grounded out to shortstop in the fourth. Rivera has 24 RBIs on the season and now has bases loaded opportunity here. See if he can get some runs in and really blow this game open. Matos winds, fires it way outside, ball 1. Behind Rivera is Kelly, who had the big 2 RBI single in the third. He's 1 for 3 in the game. Rivera, the third baseman. Matos winds and fires. Base hit up the middle. It took a bad house base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes the second run. Going to third is Brennan. He's safe, and down to second on the overthrow is Rivera with a base hit and 2 RBIs, and the Eagles grab a 7-1 lead. Again, we said it all game. The field takes some funky bounces. Shortstop moved over was Brown. He was just sort of in position, and when the ball hit the dirt, it took a left-hand veer and went by him and into the outfield, which allowed Pavlicek to score and Corchado to score. And the Eagles now have runners on second and third for Kelly, who had a 2-run single back in the third. Kelly 1 for 3, a line out to the second baseman, a 2-run single in the third, and a line out to the left fielder in the fifth. 2 runs in on 2 hits and 2 walks. Brennan on third, Rivera on second. Rivera's 2-run single. Again, the throw to third base allowed the advancement of Rivera to second on the throw from center field. Again, the ball hit the dirt in front of the shortstop and took sort of a left-hand veer. Not really a true hop. Not sure if he would have gotten there anyway, but the ball, no chance once that ball took the veer. And now 2 runs on with 2 outs. Matos into the delivery, throws the pitch, swung on, and fouled off by Kelly, who wears number 58, out of Naugatuck, Connecticut. 7-1 Eagles, bottom 6. Eagles have scored in 5 of the 6 innings they've hit in so far. Matos into the stretch, throws it, driven to the shortstop again. This time he plays it cleanly, throws it over to first, but just off the bag, but got back on. Almost another bad throw by the shortstop to end the inning. So the Eagles score again, 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 left. At the end of 6, Eagles lead 7-1. See if Martineau comes out to pitch the top of the 7th. He's been cruising. Other than really one bad inning in the 4th, he's really been good in this game. See who comes out to pitch for the Eagles. It's going to be Martineau, and it is. Here comes Martineau for the top of the 7th. 81 pitches through 7 innings so far. He's done well. Through 6 innings, so far. Six, 7, and 8 in the order. For the Cougars, who trail 7-1. One run on 3 hits and 4 errors for the Cougars. 7 runs on 12 hits, no errors for the Eagles, who lead as we enter the top of the 7th. And here comes Putney. It's Noah Putney, the senior out of Glassboro, New Jersey. To lead off for the Cougars in the top of the 7th. He's 0 for 2. He flew out to the center fielder in the 2nd and struck out in the 4th. First pitch is low and outside, ball 1. Martineau into the windup. Pitch is swung on and popped up to the right side. Second baseman goes out. Right fielder Palvachuk comes in, makes the easy catch, 1 away here to start the top of the 7th. Makes it reasonably easy for Martineau to keep going when Caldwell continues to swing at the first pitch. And here comes Fajardo, the first baseman, who's 0 for 2. Fly out to right field and a strikeout to end the 4th inning. Here's the first pitch swinging again, strike 1. Fell out of Brennan's glove, but first pitch swinging again is Fajardo. Count is 0-1. Into the windup again is Martineau inside. Did it hit him? They're going to say it did. Hit by pitch. And that'll put Fajardo on first base. And now runner on first base. And here comes Bayo. Runner on first on a hit by pitch. 1 out. And here's Bayo. He's 0 for 2. Line out to the second baseman on a great play by Keller in the 3rd and a strikeout in the 5th. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. Martineau into the stretch, throws, swung on and missed on the off speed, 0-2. He took off that one, and way out in front was Bayo, who came into the game batting .231. Fastball swung on and fouled off. 0-2 count remains. Fajardo leading off first. He got on a hit by pitch. 0-2 count and throw over to Fajardo, who gets back easily. He has no stolen bases in 0 attempts this season, so not likely to be going anywhere. 0-2 count. Martineau into the stretch, throws fastball high, 1-2. Martineau looks in for the signs, gets it, is happy with it, into the stretch, looks over at the first runner on first base. Winds and fires, and looks like he wanted the strike, didn't get it. And he's looking at the umpire wondering where that call was. I thought that touched the corner. 2-2. Here's a pitch and fouled off to the backstop. 2-2. Runner on first is Ferrardo. He got there on a hit by pitch. Bayo 2-2. Here's a swing and a foul ball down the third baseline. Count remains 2-2. Fixing his gloves is Bayo. He gets back into the box off the foul ball. 2-2, making Martineau work. Into the stretch, throws the ball, and it's popped up. Should be playable, but it might just get out of play, and it barely does. As Brendan threw his mask off trying to get over there, but it just goes out of play. 2-2. One out, top of the seventh, 7-1 Eagles. Scored in 5 of the 6 innings that they've batted so far, and drove Esposito from the game after 4 innings. Martineau started the whole way. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 as he threw it to the outside, and chasing after it was Bayo for the 6th strikeout of the game and the 2nd out of the inning. And here comes Patino, the designated hitter. He's 0 for 2. He struck out in the 3rd and flew out to right in the 5th. As I mentioned, Martino's gone the distance so far. 6 2/3 innings. He's over 90 pitches. Here's the pitch right down the middle. Fastball, strike 1. Not even really paying attention to Ferraro anymore, even though first baseman Corchado is keeping him on. Second pitch is a fastball that swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. Martineau's at 95 pitches here through 6 2/3 and 2 strikes. And here's the pitch on the outside corner. He tried to get that one, but a little bit too outside, 1-2. One and two to count. Looks on the runner at first base. Right-hand batter. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 3, and that's strikeout number 7. 97 pitches for Martineau through 7 innings. And an excellent effort so far at strikeout number 7. As the Eagles are through 6.5 and have a 7-1 lead with 8, 9, and 1 in the order coming up here as we go through the 7th inning stretch. So we head through the 7th inning stretch and toward the bottom of the 7th inning. Despite the press box wanting me to sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game, we'll choose not to, as we don't want to run off our viewers and listeners here on the CACC Network or youtube.com/GoPostEagles. Matos coming out for the 3rd inning. Matos out for his 3rd inning of relief. He took over in the bottom of the 5th. Eagles lead 7-1. 1 run, 3 hits, 4 errors for Caldwell. 7 runs, 12 hits, no errors for the Eagles, who've played solid baseball. And Jack Martineau, the freshman right-hander out of North Haven, Connecticut, has been superb with 7 strikeouts in this game so far. Hunter Keller will lead off for the Eagles here in the bottom of the 7th. He is 1 for 3. Single and a run scored in the 2nd, line out to 3rd in the 3rd, and a pop-up to the right fielder in the 5th. Wind still blowing right to left, though very lightly. Again, we're expecting storms within the next, let's call it 45 minutes. So we're going to see if we can get this game in. Here for the Eagles, once the rain starts, it's not gonna stop for a few hours per the weather forecast. So the Eagles need to get this one in. They need to get 6 more outs on the pitching side. And Keller will start the at-bat here, again 1 for 3. Right-hand batter, Matos in his 3rd inning of relief. He's a right-hand pitcher. Throwing sort of 3/4 and starts off in the stretch. Here's the pitch by Matos, way outside, ball 1. Into the windup, and the pitch is swung on and fouled down the third baseline and out of play. Matos into the stretch. Here's the pitch. Outside as catcher Bayo tried to get the strike but couldn't pull it back in. A 2-1. Wind up and pitch. Swung on and driven high in the air. Might be playable for the third baseman, but just out of play. 2-2. Two and two off the foul ball. Matos into the stretch. Here's the pitch off speed, driven to left field and caught on a line by the left fielder Saunders, and that's 1 away. Here comes Gill, Danny Gill, 1 for 3 in the game. Well, 1 for 2, excuse me. Sacrifice bunt in the second, line out to second in the third, and then a single caught stealing in the fifth. Right-hand batter. Clouds getting a little bit worse and darker as we mentioned as time moves on here. Right-hand batter is pitcher is Matos. Throws it to the right-hand batter. Line to first base and out on the first pitch. 2 away here in the 7th. Here comes the right fielder. It's Michael Pavlichuk. He is 0 for 1. 0 for 2, sorry. He flew out to the shortstop in the first. He had a sacrifice fly and an RBI in the second, a ground out to the fourth, and then a walk and a run scored in the sixth. Left-hand batter. Matos winds and fires outside. Ball 1. Matos into the stretch. 1-0 count. 2 outs here, bottom 7. Outside again, 2-0. Matos into the stretch. 2-0. Throws it just outside. Check swing. Ball 3, 3-0. Evan Cornwell on deck. He's 3 for 4 in the game. Matos throws it out. Oh, called that a strike. 3-1. Keeps Pavlichuk in the at-bat. 3-1. Winds and fires. Driven to left field off the third baseman's glove and into left field, and that's a base hit for Pavlichuk. His first hit of the game, and that'll be a runner on first with 2 outs for Cornwell, who's 3 for 4, a single in the first and a run scored, a single in the second and stolen base, single in the fourth and a run scored, and then a strikeout in the sixth for the left-hand batter out of Pompton Lakes, New Jersey. Outside, ball 1. Ball is driven into the center field gap, caught by the center fielder, and that'll do it for the end of the 7th inning. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 runner left, and at the end of 7, it's 7-1. Here we go to the top of the 8th, and new pitcher for the Eagles. It's Jake Ballman, freshman out of Delran, New Jersey, 5'11", 180. What a performance by Martineau today. 7 innings pitched, 97 pitches overall. He gave up 3 hits, 1 run, had 7 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 1 hit batsman. But a great performance by the freshman out of North Haven, Connecticut. Came into the game with a 4.46 earned run average. Definitely lowered that today. And in to replace him is Jake Ballman to start the 8th. Right-hand pitcher, Bauman's stats on the season. He's got a 10.80 earned run average. He's 1-1. This is his 8th appearance. He's got 2 saves, 8.1 innings pitched, 12 hits, 10 runs, 10 earned, 7 walks, and 4 strikeouts. So he makes people put the ball in play. As Bauman comes into the game replacing Martineau, who pitched excellent today. Only inning that Martineau even had any problems with was the 4th, where he had a walk and 2 hits, but he struck out the side, which took away from any concerns. Caldwell will bring up 1, 2, and 3 in the order, and here's Sean Brown, who's 0 for 3. He flew out the second, he flew out the left, and he flew out the left. 0 for 3 in the game. Cougars have 3 total hits, and one player's got 2 of them is Cruz. Right-hand pitcher pitches out of the stretch, says Bauman. Here's the first pitch, inside, ball 1 on a fastball. Bauman out of the stretch to the right-hand batter, Brown. Swung on and foul back on the fastball, 1-1. Bauman gets his ball into the stretch. Looks through, throws way outside, 2-1. Another fastball. 3 pitches in 3 different locations, one very inside, one right over the middle, and one far to the outside. So a little bit of crazy control so far for Bauman through 3 pitches. Here's pitch number 4. Inside, gripped to the third baseman and caught by Rivera. 1 away here in the top of the 8th. Here comes Saunders, who's 0 for 3 in the game. He's got a pop-up to the catcher foul, a strikeout in the 4th, and then a pop-up to the second baseman. Bowman in his first inning of work. Ball. 1-0, 1 out, top of the 8th, 7-1 Eagles. Here's the pitch inside, 2-0. Again, sort of crazy control. He got the out, but has been all over the plate so far in his first 7 pitches, which can be a good thing sometimes for a pitcher because you don't know where that ball is going to go. But Saunders 0 for 3, came into the game batting .295. Here's the pitch, way outside, ball 3, 3-0. Up 7-1, you just want to throw strikes. You want to get these batters out, and it's 3-0, and Saunders should be taking. But let's see. Here's the pitch, over the plate, strike 1 on the fastball. That was a get me over strike, 3-1. Saunders now back into the at bat, 3-1 count. Wind up and pitch, fouled on the swing on the fastball, 3-2. Count full, top of the 8th. 7-1. Eagles. Bauman has the ball behind his back, puts it into the glove, looks inside to Brennan. Moves his leg, winds up, throws, swung on and driven to center field, but playable for Gill and caught in center field for 2 outs. Good job to come back from a 3-0 count by Bauman, and now we're into Young. Stephen Young Jr., sophomore from Middlesex, New Jersey, right-hand batter. He is 0 for 2. He flew out foul to the shortstop in the first. He walked and scored in the 4th and flew out to the center fielder in the 6th. Bauman in the stretch. Winds up and fires low, ball 1. Right-hand batter. Bauman winds up and fires, and the ball popped up. This should go foul out of play over our heads. 1-1. Young, who came into the game batting .274 with a home run and 14 RBIs. Scored his 11th run of the season in the 4th. 1-1, winds and fires inside at the strike. 1-2 as he caught the corner. One of the few inside corner strikes we've seen today from both teams. Most of the pitches have been called outside strikes. 1-2, 2 outs, top of the 8th. Here's the pitch, outside and low, ball 2. 2-2. Bauman in his first inning of relief got the first 2 batters out on a liner to short and a fly out to center, and then a ground ball to second base, picked up and thrown to first in time. That'll end inning number, at least the top of the 8th it will, as Keller got it to Corchado. So, no runs, no hits, nobody left, although a lot of pitches around the plate by Bowman. And at the end of 7.5, the Eagles lead 7-1, and they'll bring up They'll bring up 3, 4, and 5 here in the bottom of the 8th. Corchado, Caron, and Brennan, the Eagle 3, and in the new pitcher for Caldwell will be Elias Negron, the senior out of Virginia Beach, Virginia, as he comes on in relief of Matos, who pitched 3 innings of solid relief for Caldwell. Negron has a 9.55 earned run average. He's 1-4 on the season. This will be appearance number 8. He started 5 games. Pitched 21 2/3 innings, 26 hits, 26 runs, 23 of them earned, 16 walks, and 6 strikeouts. So not a big strikeout guy. Is Negron, who's coming into a 7-1 game. Seems to have a little pep on his fastball. And the Eagles will bring up 3, 4, 5 to start the bottom of the 8th. 2 more pitches for Negron. And then we'll have the bottom of the 8th. Top of the 9th will be 4-5-6 for Caldwell, who trail right now by 6. We'll see what Negron can do here in the bottom of the 8th. Up first for the Eagles will be Corchado. He's 3 for 4. He's had a single in the first, flew out to left field in the second, single in the fourth, single in the sixth with a run scored. Corchado came into the game batting .358 and second on the team. He surpassed Pavlicek. I don't have the exact average numbers, but he's got 3 hits and Pavlicek has 1. That by nature will move him ahead. Left-hand batter. Here's the pitch by Negron into the dirt and bouncing away 1-0. Right-hand pitcher. Pitches from the stretch himself as well. Winds up and fires over the middle, strike 1. Good pitch there by Negron. He's got a little bit of heat on that fastball, as we mentioned, as he was warming up. You could see it. A little bit of pep, sort of deceptive pep on that fastball. 6'3", 170 is Negron from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Pitch is low, 2-1. Thrown all fastballs so far. Here's the pitch low again, ball 3, 3-1. Corchado, a good day, as we mentioned, 3 for 4 so far. Winds and fires, swung on and got it over there. 4 for 5, driven off the line, played by the left fielder, an extra base hit for Corchado. His 4th hit of the game. He's 4 for 5. And he is on with a double for Corchado, his 8th double of the season. And the Eagles have a runner on with no outs for DJ Caron, who came in today batting .338. He's got an RBI and a sacrifice fly in the first, a single and a run scored in the third, and then ground out to the third base, and a fly ball to the center fielder in the sixth. So runner on second, no outs. First pitch is a fastball strike to Caron. Negron into the stretch, looks back at Corchado. Throws high and outside, ball 1-1 the count to Caron. Graduate student out of Branford, Connecticut. Winds up and throws and low and outside, 2-1 to Caron, who wears number 3. Eagles lead 7-1. Swung on and driven to center field, but playable by the center fielder Lombardi, who makes the catch. No advance by Corchado, and there's 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. Eagles lead 7-1. They got 1 run on the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and 2 in the sixth to give them their 7 runs. And here comes Jimmy Brennan, who's had a good day. He's 2 for 3. He had a single in the first, a single and a run scored in the third, and reached on an error in the fourth, and then a walk in the sixth. 2 for 3 for Brennan today. Runner on second, 1 out. That's Corchado on a double. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Corchado with a small lead off second. Doesn't look to be going anywhere. Right-hand batter is Brennan. Right-handed pitcher is Negron. Winds and fires low, ball 2. Negron having a little bit of that control issue that we saw out of Ballman in the top of the 8th inning. A little bit of crazy control, gets it over a little bit, but Also pitching around the plate when your manager wants you to get it over the plate and throw some strikes. Negron winds, delivers, swung on and grounded to third base. Picked up by the third baseman, throws the first in time. 2 away as Cruz picked it up cleanly and got it over there for the 5-3 putout. No advancement by Corchado again. And now 2 outs with a runner on second. And here comes Rivera. Justin Rivera has a walk in the first, a sacrifice bunt in the third, which was huge at the time, ground out the third, and a 2-run single in the sixth. So he is 1 for 2. Right-hand batter. Wears number 28, holds his hands high above his head. Corchado leads off second. Here's the pitch, swung on and fouled back, 0-1. Rivera, the junior, out of Clifton, New Jersey. Formerly of Bloomfield College, who, as we know, has forfeited their season, so tough break for them. Oh and 1. Pitch by Negron outside. Nice play by the catcher, Bayo. 1-1. 1-1, runner on second. That's Corchado with a double. Winds and delivers outside, ball 2. Two and 1 the count. Negron winds and fires, swung on and driven towards right field. Could be playable right in the foul territory. Dives, but it's a foul ball. A long strike as it was driven down the right field line. It kept carrying, but it went out of play. 2-2 the count to Rivera. Good effort by the right fielder Putney, who dove but was probably about 3 feet too far to get it. Negron's got the ball. Everybody's back to where they belong. Corchado leading off a second. Here's the pitch. Swung on and popped foul again. This might be playable. Did he drop it? He did drop it. Otherwise, it would have been an out. So there's the 4th error. And Rivera has life again as that foul ball was dropped. 2-2, runner on second, 2 outs, 7-1 Eagles. Swung on and driven deep to left. Might be playable by the left fielder, and it's caught by Saunders right in front of the warning track, and that'll end the inning. So a lot of pitching for not much of an inning. A double by Corchado to lead off, and then 3 straight outs. And at the end of 8, with no runs, 1 hit, and 1 runner left, it's 7-1 Eagles as we head to the top of the 9th. 4-5-6 for Caldwell. And we'll see if Bauman's the one who comes out to pitch the top of the 9th. And we've got another new pitcher. It's going to be Nathaniel Bird, graduate student, 6'4", 195 out of Wayne, New Jersey. Bird is a 7.47 earned run average, 1-2 on the season. This will be his 9th appearance. He's got 2 saves, 15.2 innings pitched, 25 hits, 14 runs, 13 earned, 5 walks, and 15 strikeouts for the graduate student out of Wayne, New Jersey. So 1 inning for Bauman, and now an attempt to end the game. No save situation here. in the top of the ninth. But Bird, big boy, 6'4", 195. Lombardi, Cruz, and Putney, the three for Caldwell, and their last ups trailing by 6. The Eagles win, they'll get over 500, and will have win number 11 in the conference and maintain their conference lead over Felician. So leading off will be Liam Lombardi. He is 1 for 2. He flew out to the shortstop in the second, singled in the fourth, walked in the sixth. Left-hand batter from Stony Point, New York. Full windup by Bird. Here's the pitch. Swung on and driven to center field for a base hit. Took the first pitch and drove it to center field. And Caldwell has their leadoff batter on here in the top of the ninth. Trailing by 6. Up comes Cruz, who's 2 for 3. A single in the second, a single and an RBI in the fourth, and a flyout to the right fielder in the sixth. He's 2 for 3. He came into the game batting .386, their leading hitter in just about all offensive categories. Here's the pitch from the stretch. Swung on and fouled back. So they're swinging at the pitches he's throwing. Bird, again, 6'4", has a lot of power in that arm. Oh, 0-1 count, runner on first. Bird in the stretch, throws inside. It's driven to shortstop, makes the play, throws to second in time for 1, tries to get the second out, doesn't. And it ends up being a ground ball, 6-4. 1 out, and Lombardi is out on the 6-4 putout. Fielder's choice. Cruz on first base. And here comes Putney. 0 for 3 in the game. Fly out to center, strikeout in the fourth, and a fly out to right in the seventh. Right-hand batter from Glassboro, New Jersey. 1 out here, top of the ninth. Here's the pitch. Swung on the off-speed pitch and missed. 0-1. 1 run, 4 hits, 4 errors for Caldwell. 7 runs, 14 hits for the Eagles, who have scored in 5 different innings so far in this game. Bird throws another off-speed pitch inside, 1-1. Cruz at first base, not with a long lead, and really shouldn't be going here at all, trailing by 6. Bird into the stretch, throws again, driven to center field. This might be playable. Nope, on a bounce. And 2 runners on for Caldwell. Almost got Cruz at second on the force play, but a base hit for Putney. And 2 runners on for Caldwell, and here comes Ferrardo. Ferrardo has a fly out, his 0 for 2. He flew out to right field in the second, struck out in the fourth, and was hit by a pitch in the seventh. Bird still in the stretch, 2 runners on, 1 out, top of the ninth. Right over the middle of the plate, strike 1. One thing about Bird, he's peppering strikes. Getting hits, but he's also throwing it over the middle of the plate. Ferrardo, 6 foot, 246. Here's the pitch again, fouled off 0-2. Again, throwing it over the plate, that's what you want out of relievers in a 6-run game. You don't want to be dancing around the corners. You want to just throw that ball over the plate and get outs. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 3 for Bird, and that's 2 away here in the top of the ninth. And the Cougars down to their final out, and it's going to be the catcher, number 25, Christopher Bayo, the sophomore out of Miami, Florida. He is 0 for 3. He lined out to second base on a beautiful play by Keller, and then struck out in the fifth and struck out in the seventh. 0 for 3 in the game today. Bird winds, fires right over the plate, strike 1. Like I said, Bird's got a couple runners on, but he's doing what you want a reliever to do in this situation, just throw it over the plate. 0-1. Into the stretch again, this time high and outside. He tried to take a little off that off-speed pitch and it went outside, 1-1. First pitch he's thrown that's really missed so far. Wind up and pitch again. That's low. Ball 2, 2-1. 2 outs, 2 runners on, 2-1 count. 7-1 Eagles, top of the ninth. 1 out away. Bird winds, fires outside, 3-1. As Brennan held it there looking for a strike but didn't get it. Now 1 pitch away from loading up the bases is Bird. Into the stretch, 3-1 count, 2 runners on. Wind up and pitch, swung on and driven to the second baseman. Played over the shortstop, and that's the ball game. The Eagles fly high today, defeating Caldwell 7-1. 3 pitchers pitch a wonderful ball game led by Jack Martineau, who gets the win today. He moves to 3-2 on the season. 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks, 1 hit batter. A phenomenal performance by the freshman out of North Haven, Connecticut. And the Eagles win today 7-1. Final score: Caldwell 1 run, 5 hits, 4 errors. 6 runners left for the Eagles. They had 7 runs on 14 hits and had 11 runners left on base. So this score could have been even worse than it was before, but the Eagles get the win today. The final score of 7-1. We thank you for joining us here on the CACC network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. Again, the final score: the Eagles move to 19-18 on the season, 11-5 in conference. Caldwell falls to 8-18 on the season, 7-9 in conference. I'm Jeff Nelson. Thank you for joining us on the CACC network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. Final score: Eagles 7, Caldwell 1. You guys get to come here. It's gonna look like a prison video, so don't like freak out.
Do we look cool at least? Or both? The mic's on. Oh.
Three, two, one. All right. Following a 7-1 victory today for Post University over Caldwell to move to 19-18 on the season and 11-5 in the conference. We have two of the Eagle heroes today. Evan, screw up your name, Evan, because I'm bad at this stuff. Cornwell and Jimmy Brennan. Good game by both of you guys today. I'll start with you, Jimmy. Talk to me about your game today. 2 for 4 with a sacrifice.
I mean, I just came back. I missed this weekend because I was sick. So coming back today, I felt it was real important for us to go out there and, come off the losing streak. So coming out today, get as many hits as possible, getting guys on, moving guys around. That was really the goal for the day.
Okay. Tell me about your day today. You 3 hits in your first, I believe it was 3 at bats, 3 for 4 today. 3 for 5 today.
Yeah, it felt good. Getting guys over, scoring, doing what we can do to get the win. So yeah.
What were you seeing out there from the pitching? And Esposito in particular struggled all day. He was putting guys on. You guys seemed to hit around him a lot. What were you seeing on his pitches that was making you guys get good hits?
I would say just focusing on our approaches, staying within ourselves, and sticking with the team approach. Move guys, run, score runs, and win.
Pretty simple, right?
Yeah.
Jimmy, talk to me about Martineau today. Phenomenal, 7 innings, 7 Ks. Really only one tough inning before
I mean, he was fantastic today. These midweek games for a pitcher can be tough sometimes. So, going out there as a starter, especially the young guy as a freshman, the goal is just to get in the zone early and, control it with heaters and then fill the off speed when you need it. And he just did exactly that. So, followed the plan and did really well.
First place.
Stay the course, play our game, keep winning, just keep playing hard.
Yeah, win games. That's it. Win games.
Simple enough. Appreciate the time, Jimmy. Evan, thanks for coming up. 7-1 victory for Post today. Moved to 19-18 on the season. And off we go. I'm Jeff Nelson. Thank you very much. We'll see you soon.